Hello and welcome to Thundering Herd Athletics, the Hamrick era, presented by Little General Stores. I'm Mark Martin. Great to have you along. Over the course of the next 30 minutes, we will spend time with Marshall University Director of Athletics, Mike Hamrick. There's been a lot of positive activity on the Herd sports scene since he took over at his alma mater. Coming up, he will reflect on the construction of some fabulous facilities, the hiring of excellent coaches, and on his love for sports, which started at a very young age. You will also meet the man who inspired Mike Hamrick to enter the world of athletic administration, his soon-to-be 81-year-old father, Jim Hamrick. Mike Hamrick's career has come from Illinois State to Kansas to Arkansas Little Rock to East Carolina to UNLV and finally back to his beloved Marshall University. It was Thomas Wolfe who wrote, "You can't go home again." Mike Hamrick begs to differ. Returning to Marshall on July 20th, 2009 to guide the school's athletic program, the same school where he was once a student athlete himself.
When I was growing up, for some reason, I wanted to go to Marshall University, and I wanted to play football for the Thundering Herd. Mark, I can always remember the plane crash as a kid. I remember where I was. I remember what time, and for some reason, Marshall was always on my mind. And at the same time, my brother was here playing. He was a year older than me, and we were both Herbert Hoover Huskies, and hadn't been many players from Herbert Hoover go on and play college football, and we both decided this is where we wanted to go and would never do anything different.
It set the stage for what has been a wonderful career in athletic administration.
I've been very fortunate. This is starting my 26th year as a Division I athletic director at 4 different universities, East Carolina, University of Arkansas, Little Rock, and UNLV, where I was at previously to coming back home here to Marshall, and enjoyed every job.
But as Dorothy once said in The Wizard of Oz, there's no place like home.
I had a chance in 2003 to go back to Las Vegas. My wife and I were going to retire there. We loved the desert. It was a great situation for us. Our kids went to high school there. They went to college out west. And when that phone rang, Dr. Kopp called and said, "Hey, I'd really like to talk to you about the Director of Athletics job at Marshall." It was one of those things where, wow, your university's calling you back. And it was just something that I couldn't pass on, and I'm glad that I didn't. It's one of those things where if you're in the business that I'm in, it's always in the back of your mind that you want to come home. And I was fortunate enough that they asked me to come back to Marshall, and it's been a great 6 years.
During his nearly 30 years in athletic administration, Mike Hamrick has displayed an array of gifts when it comes to being successful at his job. And one such gift is in the area of fundraising, leading to the building of wonderful facilities for student athletes. We will check out his proudest accomplishment to date in Huntington. That's next as we present Thundering Herd Athletics, the Hamrick era, presented by Little General Stores. Hi there and welcome to edition number 2 of First and 10, presented by Dutch Miller Kia. I'm Mark Martin. Great to have you with us on this first Saturday in the month of September. It's the opening weekend for both the Mountaineers and Thundering Herd, while it was Thursday night lights for the UC Golden Eagles and the Yellow Jackets of West Virginia State. All those details are coming your way a bit later in today's show. But let us begin with Week 2 highlights of the West Virginia high school football season. Big showdown in Week 2, South Charleston and Capital. Rematch of last year's Class AAA state championship won by Capital. South Charleston strikes first. Kentrey Greer into the end zone. 5-yard touchdown play. Tyree Pratt, the great quarterback for Capital, into the end zone on the 12-yard touchdown run. Then Pratt going to go to the air here, and he will find Crunchy Bays, who comes up with the catch into the end zone. A 50-yard strike. Capital in the lead at halftime. Second half now. Silas Nazario gets the handoff, and There's a strip, and C.J. Perkins comes away with it for South Charleston, and Perkins going to take it to the house, 71 yards for the touchdown, and the Black Eagles strike with the big defensive TD. Back comes Pratt and Bays. This time they are going to hook up on a 48-yarder. Bays, the senior receiver from the senior QB, into the end zone for the touchdown. And then late in the game, Pratt going to get the touchdown here, takes it 27 yards, and it's the Capital Cougars winning over SC by a final 26-21. Herbert Hoover and Chapmanville each 1-0, meeting last night at Joe Cowley Field on the Herbert Hoover campus. And for Chapmanville, it's Dylan Smith into the end zone for the Tigers. The home team here now with the football, and Chase Stover into the end zone for the touchdown for the Huskies. A 35-yard field goal with 5 seconds to go. Chapmanville wins 38-35. Riverside and St. Albans last night at Quincy. Jacob Grigsby scoring for the Red Dragons. They get the win 26-24 to move to 1-1. Riverside falls to 0-2. Midland and Winfield, it was all Midland in this one. Adam Stratton here with the interception, and the Knights knock off the Generals 56-6. Cabell Midland will play at Capital this coming week. One of the games last night suffering a lightning delay, Ashland and George Washington. For GW, Nathan Toney right here. Big defensive play on Tate Dowdy. Caleb Mackey to Emmett Boyd. This game wouldn't end until after 1 o'clock last night at Putnam Stadium in Ashland, and it is the Tomcats winning over the Patriots 26-25. GW now 1-1. Ashland moves to 2-0. Hurricane is now 2-0. The Redskins at home last night taking on the Nitro Wildcats, who were looking for their second win. Connor Watts with the big touchdown run there. Hurricane wins it 63-14. Battle of the Unbeatens at Tulsa High School. The Rebels hosting Mingo Central. For Tulsa, it's Jennings Holland whipping it around the left end into the end zone, 34 yards. And it is a win for Tulsa, 44-41. At O.O. White Stadium in Poca, the Dots hosting Nicholas County. And for Nicholas, Tate Mays goes up top, finds Jacob Gross, 76 yards. Nicholas County now 2-0. They send Poca to 0-2 with the 28-13 win. The Point Pleasant Big Blacks hosting the Ripley Vikings last night. Battle of the Old Oaken Bucket. Grant Safford here with a nice run for the Big Blacks. A lightning delay in this one, but when it was all said and done, Point Pleasant moves to 2-0. The Vikings 0-2. 64-6 is the final. Ravenswood hosting Webster. One team going to get its first win of the season. Derek Van Hooser here to chase Rose for Webster, and the Highlanders leave Flynnfield and Ravenswood with the 14-13 victory. Huntington High and Spring Valley experiencing a lightning delay last night. Huntington High, though, would get the victory 38-0 after play resumed. And Wayne and Sissonville, well, they didn't get to finish the game last night. It was a 29-7 lead for Wayne in the second quarter. They'll pick it up tonight at Pioneer Field in Wayne in that second quarter, starting at 7:30. Coming up next, it's opening night for the Mountaineers. West Virginia going against Georgia Southern in Morgantown. We will hear from Dana Holgerson in just a moment here on edition number 2 of First and 10, presented by Dutch Miller Kia. On the first weekend of the college football season, Doc Holliday's Thundering Herd will host a Big Ten team in Huntington for the first time in school history. We will get you ready for this Sunday matinee. They call him Moses. You'll meet the oldest member of the Thundering Herd football program in 2015. And we visit with the head man of the Herd as season number 6 gets set to begin. All that and more comes your way next on the season debut of Marshall Football Today with Doc Holliday, presented by First State Bank. Hi there, great to have you with us. I'm Mark Martin, and we welcome you to the season debut of Marshall Football Today with Doc Holliday, presented by First State Bank. Here we go with the 2015 season. This afternoon, a Big Ten Conference team will roll into Jones C. Edwards Stadium, and for that matter, Huntington, for the first time ever to play a football game. The Thundering Herd will collide with the Purdue Boilermakers, looking for a big season-opening win as the program comes off its finest hour under Doc Holliday. A season ago, Marshall won 13 games, captured its first Conference USA championship, and registered an impressive victory in the Boca Raton Bowl. Now it is time to turn the page and keep adding more successful layers to the program. August camp was a productive one as the Herd went on to work the final phase of prep for season number 6 under Doc Holliday.